Good afternoon. I'm Robert Tan. From your wallet to the wider economy, join us as we follow the money. For decades, an MBA was a ticket to success. It opened doors, built networks, and launched careers. But more people are succeeding without it, and more employers are now hiring for skills, not credentials. So is an MBA still worth the investment? And joining us this afternoon is Professor Jay Bernardo of the Asian Institute of Management's Asian Center for Entrepreneurship and Management Education. Good afternoon, Prof. Thanks for joining us this afternoon.
Thanks for having me, Robert.
It's been a while. It's been a long time since we last saw each other. For those who don't know, Professor Jay was my professor when I took my MBA in 2008. But okay, Professor, without saying the year, when you got your MBA, what did you believe you were buying? You're getting into, and did it deliver during that time when you took it?
I remember I had a different context because my father was the dean of AIM before. He was one of the founders of AIM. But when I was going to MBA, I think the purpose of an MBA then was really to develop Asian leaders at that point in time, especially at AIM. And I believe that, I got and most of my batchmates were able to improve from being junior managers to senior managers. So an MBA was really to bring you up to another level. And people look at you in a different way.
Now, going into the MBA, what were the kind of expectations did you have going into it? And when you graduated, did it meet those expectations? Did it actually help you?
The prestige of AIM, especially in the earlier years, the prestige of AIM will hopefully catapult your career. For me in particular, I was geared towards becoming an entrepreneur. So I just wanted to develop my skills as a businessman. So right after MBA, I actually became an entrepreneur. And as a backup, I know I had a degree. Just in case I fail, I could always go back to corporate. So, but my other batchmates, they actually went to different corporate fields, and now they're very, very successful in their businesses.
How much has it helped, the kind of knowledge and education one gets going through a 2-year MBA course?
The experience is not only educational, but also fun. It develops you personally, not only in the context of education, but leadership, teamwork, analytical skills, and all that stuff. So whether or not it's going to be used for corporate, it really becomes lifelong lessons that will help you, even in entrepreneurship.
Just like also building a network. Of course, your classmates as well are, when they graduate, they go up the corporate ladder, they become leaders in industries. Is that also part and parcel of what the MBA was?
Of course. Especially in AIM, there's more than 50,000 graduates of AIM from diverse fields. So when you get out there and you mention that you're also AIM, they always, you're alumni. So that's
building the community and the network.
So it really helps outside.
But today, Professor, when a Gen Z student tells you, I'd rather build a following and a side hustle rather than spend 2 years, 1.5 years, and millions of pesos on a program like Masters in Entrepreneurship or the MBA. What's your honest first reaction?
Sometimes, I know I cannot judge the person. They might need the money. They like doing things online, e-commerce, online selling. But the person who invests on himself, it will determine already, right? Even if you tell me, I'll do this first before I do that, fine. But the thing is, the point is that you should know yourself and invest in yourself, especially even if you become successful. I have a lot of students, entrepreneurs, who have become successful and yet went back to being able to study, because achieving success is one thing. Sustaining it is another thing. So I'd say everybody has its own timing, but the mentality of a person should look into investing in himself.
Continuous learning, of course, education is key. But Professor, how much has it changed in terms of what an MBA can provide you today than what it was able to open doors 20, 30 years ago?
20, 30 years ago, there was not as much. In fact, there was not as much Asian schools providing masters.
During that time, if you said you had an MBA, you're the cream of the crop.
Already,
but today,
there's just so much. And we're not just talking about MBA, we're talking about Masters of Data Science, Masters of AI, Masters of... There's so many different masters, the Masters of Entrepreneurship, there's so many different masters. But for corporate, if you go to corporate, it does give you that advantage because you already went through this type of program. Not only because of what it has, but remember, the people hiring you came from an MBA.
Yes.
So they expect a particular expectation that what they went through.
So it still provides the kind of value that it did 20, 30 years ago. It's just that today, there's so many things around it. Like you said, masters in entrepreneurship, masters in AI, and everything. Don't you think it's getting too crowded? There's too many things that people can learn instead of a focus.
It's like going to Starbucks. You just don't get black coffee. So everybody has different, which particular fits a particular person nowadays. And it's good. There's a lot. No? MBA has evolved. It has contained a lot of the, things that were updated in our life, like AI.
Yeah.
But at the end, the purpose of which is to develop oneself. So if you take a Master's of Entrepreneurship, it means you're really headed towards your own business, or you already have your own business and trying to... So that's the program for you. So nowadays, when people ask me, should I take a Master's or an MBA, I tell them, where are you headed? What do you really want to develop? So, and then I tell them what the appropriate program would be.
But when you look at MBA, one of the stumbling blocks really is access, because it's quite expensive to get an MBA. And today, when we hear people saying, oh, you can go YouTube University, you can learn online, digital certificates. A lot of schools have short certificate courses. An AI can now draft a business plan. Unlike before, you really have to do your research and everything. It's so easy. So, but what can an actual MBA or a master's in entrepreneurship do that an AI cannot do or YouTube University can't do in terms of providing critical thinking on those who go through this?
Mostly, of course, when you talk about AI, when it says you're going to be, it's easier to do research now, like the way we did it before. We look into books, library, but now it's so easy and it can help you make formulas. But what it doesn't help you with is actual person-to-person interaction. Let's say negotiation. How can AI really teach you negotiation? Teamwork, leadership, managing people. Those type of lessons is something that is value-adding. It cannot be taught to you by digital, or it can be taught to you. It can be, but in MBA there are cases that you go through, and then they talk to you on, and the critical thinking there is, how did this person react, made decisions because of uncertainty. These are the things that you could actually get, and of course the value add is the classmates that you have as well. No, the interaction between your colleagues who are still going through the same process that you are. Those are the valuable things that AI has made it easier as far as data collection is concerned, frameworks.
But the human-to-human factor, the critical thinking part,
to be very difficult.
That's on you.
Yeah, and that exposure to an MBA actually gives you that. That's why a lot of MBA has shortened their course. The reason behind it is a lot of the knowledge base can be taken from the internet.
Yes, I remember my batch was the last 2-year MBA course at AIM. So it's now much shorter. But Professor, having gone through the MBA yourself, also teaching MBA and now Masters in Entrepreneurship, and also seeing your students either build a business or climb the corporate ladder. How much has it changed before when you first started, and what are the things that are different today? The kinds of strategies that is being taught in MBA, how is it different, and how has it evolved today?
Because now, as I said, there's so much options. When you talk about, should I take an MBA? The father will say, yeah, take an MBA at this school because that's where I came from. But maybe you should take Masters of Entrepreneurship because you're headed towards running our business, no longer MBA. But at the end of the day, the context of Masters of Entrepreneurship is still MBA. The main content is managing business, right? But this time in that context. And somebody who's going into a tech field will say, oh, I'll do data analytics and other things. They now focus, that's how it has evolved. Before, the nice thing though is that before, parang general practitioner, doctor, any MBA student, you could put in any field.
Yes.
But now people, when they hire, oh, let's look for somebody who has a master's of this and master's of that. And people who take, let's say, master's of entrepreneurship, they don't even have to look for jobs because they're master's of entrepreneurship.
That's true. Because one thing I learned about the MBA, you don't have to be an expert in every field in a company, from marketing to operations, but you just have to know, or even financials, you have to know how to read it, and so that when you, in one day, when you run your own company or work in an office, hindi ka maloloko.
Yeah, so it gives you the general knowledge, right? No real specialty, and the specialty is management. So it can go to any industry, banking, you could be in sales, marketing, finance, and a lot of my classmates have become that. But now, medyo more specific, diba? So people who are into data analytics want this. People who are in entrepreneurship want this type of program.
But given the advent of AI, economic uncertainty that we're having not only in the Philippines but globally, and also the job market, you know, those who graduate, sometimes they really can't get the jobs because it doesn't fit. They don't really know where to fit in. And also, you know, how can a young Filipino bet now on starting something on their own?
There's a lot. The nice thing, again, if you go to a course, is you get a lot of network. And these schools actually have their own programs in getting you closer to investors, for that matter, and business pitches that prepare you to all of that. I'm sure
we went through that.
You went through that. But before, there was not as much. Now there's now venture capitalists and angel investors and all other programs. People have evolved in that context, and that. The nice thing about it is that schools actually help you by having the school actually organize those events for you.
It's very interesting what's happening right now in education, especially in postgraduate. But Professor, we're just going to take a quick break. When we come back, we go from career choices to real numbers, what an MBA is actually worth on paper today. Keep following the money. Back to Follow the Money. Still with us is Asian Institute of Management Professor Jay Bernardo. Now, Professor, looking again at the evolution of the MBA, many millennials, Gen X, follow the MBA, then the corporate ladder path. But a lot of them now describe a feeling of being stuck. You know, as someone shaping that pipeline for the Gen Z, the younger generation today, how do you think about that history of those, you know, who went through the path, now are feeling stuck? So how do you now tell the Gen Zs it's still a good path to go into? You know, it's a continuous learning, and education, again, is a key part of them growing or becoming successful in the future.
Yeah. The whole marketplace has been evolving. So when people look for people that will manage their organizations, it's quite different now. I mean, they really look for specifics. But there are a lot of industries that you could actually get into. Having an MBA gives you that opportunity to go into any of the industries. It doesn't give you any as I said, as a doctor, it's like you are a good general practitioner, doctor. You could apply in any hospital.
You're not a surgeon or
You're not a
something.
surgeon, but the advantage, therefore, is really to be good into in something. Whether you took that in MBA is a different thing. So if I'm going to be in the healthcare industry, then something else that I would take that will make me advance in the healthcare industry. So the people are looking for more geared towards your industry, especially from your background or your interests.
How much are the universities right now, like AIM, in terms of listening in the market, the business industry, in terms of what they can teach the students today, so that when they graduate, they have there's an industry for them to apply for, or let's say on the entrepreneurship part, they can look for the opportunities that could be had.
Yeah, the advantage of big network MBA is that they would be able to give feedback. The alumni network would be able to give feedback. And the other thing is that MBA is an international school, so that means that they are connected in every other country, therefore, and therefore not only in the Philippine jobs, but also in international jobs. During your time, I remember everybody would go to Singapore and to Hong Kong and to
India,
all over India. But nowadays, those people that are in India, you could actually be part of a Singaporean company, and you're here in the Philippines because of what has happened in technology.
Yes.
So now, the feedback and the changes that has evolved each of the MBA programs now is because of the feedback that was given by different people that are hiring MBAs.
But again, going back to the value of an MBA or a master's in entrepreneurship, 20 years ago to today, before the network that you build, that's one of the key factors in network building, because your classmates, your colleagues are in the same kind of industry you are, the cream of the crop. How much has that changed today in terms of what is more focused now, the learning part or really building the kind of network that you need after you graduate?
Again, the educational part, the knowledge part, a lot of it is already available.
Yeah.
Right? How to use that and how to use that human network interaction and is the one that will set you apart from all of the others. That is more, to me, more important now. The thing is, somebody who doesn't take an MBA, somebody who takes an MBA, the question is, who has the person with an MBA has a sharper knife, but who will use his knife better?
Yes.
Right. So it still depends on the person, right? So the other guy gets a sharper knife, but if he doesn't use it, then it's useless. The other guy will even beat him. So.
True. Just like AI, people are scared of AI, but again, people see it as a tool, but it depends on how you use that tool. Is it for good or for bad, right?
Yeah, so AI actually helps you. It's a tool, you're right. It's a tool. But the person who doesn't embrace it, definitely will be out of the market. Yeah.
But Professor, how do you see the MBA market today? Before, of course, you only get the cream of the crop. 30 years ago, konti lang yan. Right. Then when it opened up, a lot of universities were offering MBAs, dumarami. But you still see a lot of the younger generation looking to take an MBA at one point in their life?
Surprisingly, the MBA ratio has not really made a major change. The difference is, it's because of the reason of why they're taking it. It's developed themselves to the next level. But what has changed really is the method on how to do it. Will I take it online? Will I take it face-to-face? Will I take it? Now, your decision to do that changes the experience you get out of it. Because
there's
if you
so
take
many
it
choices
online,
nowadays.
Then you don't have human interaction. And that's what you miss as far as the lessons concerned. So numbers-wise, there's just so many. But wow, the volume of people taking up higher degree learning because there's still a lot of people looking for people with MBA. Again, I tell you, the people who graduated 20 years ago will always look at a resume and see, oh, his guy has an MBA.
It still has that value.
It still has that value.
It hasn't lost its luster yet.
Yes, but maybe in time,
Maybe.
maybe. But now, with the volume of MBAs now, so you could imagine 20 years from now, there will still be people that will be. So the demand is still
Yeah.
there.
Like talking about the demand, you've seen it through. You're a professor at the entrepreneurship program at AIM. How much of a difference have you seen pre-pandemic, during pandemic, and post-pandemic? Did you see a lot of entrepreneurs really rise up, or people are still looking at the traditional, I'll take my MBA and climb the corporate ladder?
The schools have changed. No? So you could now go for hybrid. So you see, there was an online, you could do it online, and then they found out that they also want to go to classroom. So if you do it hybrid, and now this type of programs entices entrepreneurs, MBAs. Now, I can take a couple of days in class, or sometimes it's allowed to be online. So that makes it, that's the changes that's happening as far as the methodology is concerned, as far as how you would interact. And it's favorable to people's conditions, because people who are at home, okay, I'll just take online. I don't have to come here. But people who want to interact, and especially people, if you're in the province, you don't want to fly into Manila all the time. Now you could actually take an AIM degree, even if you're in Davao or in another country for that country. Yeah. So you could do that.
It's become a global scene now. So people in another country or a different region can now take an MBA at AIM. Unlike before, you really have to stay there. You really have to live there for 2 years and really interact with the students. Yes.
But at the end of the day, before it was harder that way, but we actually enjoyed it more.
Yes.
Because again, the human.
Is that what you're seeing lacking today? Because right now, when people take it online, you know, the human factor is not there, the emotional factor in terms of building, again, in business and entrepreneurship, it's all about building trust within two people or two companies, or, you know, but if you don't have that kind of connection, it goes away.
Not only that, you know, there's a lot. I'm a professor, and sometimes I teach online, sometimes I teach face-to-face. It's a different thing altogether when I'm teaching face-to-face. I'm more inspired. There's much more to be shared. There's more interaction in the classroom. And I love it more than teaching online. And you could imagine now that even the jokes, you only hear one laughter coming from not everybody laughing.
Baka minsan AI pa yung mga mabasok doon.
But you know, so that changes things. So that's why it's not just the human factor. Even the professors and what you get, the inspiration you might get out of them.
Because the learning goes both ways as well.
The students, much better still to have face-to-face.
Okay, Professor, we'll now move to our rapid-fire segment of the program. Quick questions, quick answers. Let's start with this. MBA or startup? Pick one.
MBA or start, depends on you, but I'd say...
Wala kang bias kasi
I'd say you could go to startup and later on go to MBA.
But still good to do both today.
Yeah, but depends. So it could be an ME, remember, as I said. It could be
we were discussing this a while ago. Network or knowledge, which matters most today?
Both, but of course, I'd rather... I'd put a big value on your network.
On your network. Okay, Gen Z, smarter or just louder?
Louder, definitely. Smarter,
Smarter?
Depends on how they use what they get from AI.
Okay, AI, the MBA's biggest threat or its best tool?
Its best tool.
How do you think, is it already being incorporated right now in the program?
There are courses in the MBA that has how to use AI, and it's really a big part of it. The professors know that a lot of the students use AI, and they catch them in the
How do you know if they pass their thesis na hindi siya AI generated?
There are programs that actually look into it so that you know whether something was just made out of ChatGPT or something.
Is the MBA still relevant today, yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. And finally, Professor, if you're 25 and deciding between an MBA today and just starting a business, what's the one question you would ask yourself before you spend that money?
I want to know where you want to go. If I get to know where you want to go, then you know, like as I told you, MBA will give you that. It gives you what plan B, just
Yeah.
in case. If you really want to be an entrepreneur, then fine. At the end of the day, if you're decided to invest on yourself, then take a master's degree.
Yeah, but whether it's an MBA or a master's in entrepreneurship, education and lifelong learning is still the key.
It's still key. It will always be in demand, and it will forever be there.
And build your network, of course.
Of course.
Okay, on that note, Professor Jay, thank you very much for joining us this afternoon.
It's a pleasure.
A lot of insights and a lot of good advice to our future leaders and those who, let's say, who want to take either the MBA or Masters in Entrepreneurship. You know, it's a lifelong learning that we need. Education is still key. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Robert.
And that's all for today. I'm Robert San. Thanks for watching. Keep it here on the Bilyonaryo News Channel, and always follow the money.